Alrighty, so in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Call of Duty mobile maps, all 9 of them, and I'm going to be ranking them from worst to best. Now this is going to be based off of the game mode Team Deathmatch, because like in Frontlines and some of the other game modes, you can't play that on all of the maps. So this is just going to be based off of how the map plays in the Team Deathmatch form. So with the introduction out of the way, I'd just like to say I did have a pretty hard time ranking all the maps, because all of the maps are from previous Call of Duty games, and they basically just took like all of the most memorable and nostalgic and overall best maps and then put them into Call of Duty Mobile. So there's not really any bad maps or maps that I dislike, but of course for the purpose of this video I did have to put a map on the worst spot. So the number 9 spot goes to the map Kill House. Now Kill House is basically just a big warehouse with 2 side lanes and then snipers shooting at each other down the middle. There's not really any verticality, meaning it's pretty much just flat. There is that like tall observation tower in the middle of the map, but it takes like 10 seconds to climb up the ladder and you're pretty much guaranteed to be shot before you make it up there. And there is also that like thing you can walk up the stairs and stand on, but because of how many people snipe in this game, you're pretty much just gonna get shot after a couple seconds. So there's not really any second stories or multiple levels to this map. It's all just flat and, in my opinion, kind of boring. Now it's not that bad of a map. I do have fun sniping, and I do kind of enjoy the fast-paced nature of this map. Although the thing is, there's not really any flanking options, and no matter where you go, the enemy team is basically gonna see it coming, which is why I give this map the number 9 spot. Next up, the number 8 spot goes to the map Nuketown. Now I know if you've played any Call of Duty game in the past, you most likely love this map, but all bias aside, this map is kind of annoying for multiple reasons. Number 1 is the grenades down the side of the map. Alongside the buildings, people are constantly throwing grenades, as well as those tripwire mines, which get really annoying, as well as it's kind of small, and you also have pretty limited options as far as going to the other side of the map goes, because you can either run down the middle of the map through the truck and most likely get shot, go around the left side and most likely get shot, or go around the right side and most likely get shot, because there's not very much cover in the middle of the map and you kind of gotta be quick. Although the main reason why I put it above Kill House is because of the 2 buildings, which are pretty fun, as well as they do have a second story. So that's why, in my opinion, this map gets the number 8 spot. Next up, the number 7 spot goes to the map Standoff. This map is a lot more open in some areas, like down the street, but it also has some flanking opportunities. You can go around the side of the map, and there is also some buildings you can go in. So it's a pretty fun map. Sniping's fun. It's got lots of opportunities for close quarters engagements. Overall, this map's pretty good, but there are definitely better ones in my opinion, which is why this map gets the number 7 spot. Next up, number 6 is Raid. Now, Raid has tons of flanking opportunities. You can go around the side of the map on either side, or even sort of closer to the middle. You can still sneak around the enemy team. So this map has a lot more options, but it is mostly flat, and it is kind of boring in my opinion. You can go in the middle of the map, which is always pretty chaotic, but overall this map's just average, which is why it gets the number 6 spot. Now we're getting into the top 5, which are all pretty good, pretty fun maps to play on. So number 5 goes to the map firing range. So I put this map on the number 5 spot mostly because of the options that you have. There's tons of buildings which for the most part all have second stories. Sniping is fun, but if you're using an SMG or a shotgun or something more close ranged, you can avoid the snipers by going through the buildings, and there's a lot of flanking opportunities. So this map just has a lot of different aspects to it, and you can choose your approach a lot better, and you've got a lot more variety on this map than some of the other ones. So that was number 5. Next up, number 4 goes to the map Hijack. Now Hijack doesn't really have any flanking routes to go, although it is fairly vertical because of there's a second story on either side of the map, as well as that underground section, which is pretty cool. And that's really the only way to flank or get behind the enemy team. But for the most part, I always have fun while playing on this map, especially while sniping, which is why I give it the number 4 spot. So now we are in the top 3. Now these are all my personal favorites, the ones that I think play the best. So with that being said, the number 3 spot goes to the map Crash. So the map Crashed, it just feels more natural than the other maps. There's lots of verticality, lots of buildings to go into, which are all for the most part second story buildings, as well as there's also that third story building in the one corner of the map, which is pretty cool to shoot at people from the third story. And overall it just feels like this destroyed town in the middle of a war zone, so it has this really cool effect. The middle is always pretty chaotic. There's tons of flanking routes to go around the side of the map, through buildings and stuff like that. So this map overall, it's just a cool map. It's one of my favorites, which is why it gets the number 3 spot. Next up, number 2 goes to the map Crossfire. Now Crossfire is basically just a more open, larger version of Crash. It has the same effect as being a town caught in the middle of a war zone. There's tons of sniping opportunities which make the game really fun if you're playing on this map, but it also kind of forces tactical gameplay and thinking, because if you're not using a sniper and you're using a more close ranged assault rifle or SMG or something like that, you have to really be tactical with your movement to try and avoid getting shot by the snipers. You have to go into buildings, stuck behind destroyed cars and buses, find cover and stuff like that. And also most of the buildings have second stories, so it's got this really immersive feeling to it, and you kind of gotta be smart about what you're gonna do next. So that is why I give Crossfire the number 2 spot. So finally, the number 1 spot on this list goes to the map Summit. Now Summit is this really cool map on a snowy mountain, hence the name Summit. It's got tons of verticality. There's lots of options for flanking if you want to go around the enemy team. The middle's chaotic, and overall you've just got lots of choices on what you want to do, as well as all the guns. They just feel like they have a purpose on this map. If you're sniping, you can do that in the middle lane or on the 2 side lanes. If you've got an SMG, you can run around in the middle building and shoot at people. Or maybe you've got an assault rifle, you can go into some of the other buildings and flank around the enemy and get kills that way. It's just a really fun map that has lots of variety. So that is my list of all of the Call of Duty mobile maps ranked from worst to best. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree with me or disagree with me, and what video you want me to make next. If you are interested in Call of Duty Mobile, then you should click one of the links in the end screen. But other than that, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.